People, make sure that you go ahead and check out the Beeline Entertainment Stuff and Things shop. We got all merchandise that you're looking for. Everything to promote the show. That's right, from hats to glasses to cups to sweatshirts to t-shirts, you name it. Boys, girls, babies, whoever wants to show off that they love watching the Beeline Entertainment LLC. We can't wait to see you in your brand new gear. Come on and check it out today. Let's go!
Let me check that out. There's one person that liked you. These are conversations that I've definitely thought out for a second. And you were talking to the damn bounties, and every time you
man.
Yeah, man.
What?
Yeah, man.
Playboy.
Yeah, thank you, bro. That's a big difference. That's awesome, though. Like so many different things that it's nothing like wrestling. I want the
Raiders.
Yeah, come on, Ray. Yo, he wants to go back to
We back at it. Check it out. It's another Tuesday in the building. It's me, Brian B. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining us. We got a brand new episode for you tonight. We're going to be talking about some stuff. There's a lot to talk about, so we definitely can't sit down and not do nothing. Cool, B. Thank you so much. Appreciate the watches. Guys, please make sure. Let me go ahead and just say it now. I appreciate the comments as soon as I'm getting on lately, man. I'm loving that, bro. I really appreciate you guys checking us out. But if you are here, please make sure you go on over to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you follow the channel. Follow us. We do a lot of stuff. We host a lot of shows. We have a lot of entertainment for you guys. Starting here, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time. It is the Beeline Web Show. This is my very first show I did 6 years ago. We talk a little bit of everything. Tonight, we're going to be talking a lot about stuff that's going on in the world. It's going to be very interesting. Please chime in the comments. But tomorrow night, we're going to be back at it, hitting straight through the ropes, baby. We got straight through the ropes wrestle talk, baby, with the STR Nation. If you guys are pro wrestling fans, you know we are in the midst of WrestleMania season. Got a couple more weeks, man, then it's back to WrestleMania. So if you guys want to watch or talk about some wrestling, we're going to be recapping tomorrow night with the STR Nation right here on YouTube. 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And if you want some more, we got the Beeline Entertainment Show returning Thursday night. And we're going to have a really, really fun show. Me and my co-host, Kyle Eric, he's going to be on with me. We're going to be talking a little bit of a different show, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be asking some questions, and we want you guys to join in on the fun. So this Thursday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Beeline Entertainment LLC, baby. What up? I feel good today, yo. Let's talk some shit. We got some people in the room. We got them in the room. If you want the song, yo, I ain't alone. I'm back. I'm joining me. Of course, I just said he joins me on the entertainment show every week, man. That's our jam. But yo, sometimes when he ain't doing nothing, he's ready to chill. He wants to talk some stuff with Brian B. He come on the Webshow too. So without further ado, my man from the A for Able podcast. Make sure you checking it out on YouTube. My man Kyle Eric. What up, Kyle?
What's going on, B?
Chilling, man. Glad to see you, man. Thank you for coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk some shit.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
Shit.
What you got on the agenda tonight, man?
Listen, man, we got a little bit of everything, yo. I got a couple of topics that I want to talk about. A couple of videos that I wanted to check out.
Mm-hmm.
You might be talking for a little while tonight, Kyle, because a little bit of stuff that's been going on, man. You've been watching the news and watching TV and seeing all the craziness every 5 minutes. You can't catch a break.
It's every day, dude.
Every 5 minutes, right?
It's every day.
Do you ever get this feeling? I had it today. I've been having it for the last couple of days, where it's like you always have stuff to do, right? You have things to do. There's things going on. Very, very. When you get older, it's very less of the time, not much of the time you get to kind of like, oh, I have nothing going on. Like, I don't know if I ever said that shit in like the last 20 years.
It's very seldom, right?
It is, yeah, seldom. That's exactly. But it's like recently, bro, I've been getting like frustrated, like when people keep telling me about stuff that I know I already have to do. Not because they're telling me, but it's just like, oh, stop reminding me, bro. It's like especially when you get off of work and you're just like, all right, I have my little 5 minutes. I can sit down and sip my tea or, watch my little program for a minute until I got to jump back into whatever else I got to do. But then you get the reminders of like, hey, don't forget, you got to go, change the tires in the car. Oh, shit, I forgot. Yeah. Don't forget, you got to go and wash the dog. Oh, but don't forget, you got to go, wash your ass. Oh,
Yeah.
It's like, damn, bro. Can I sit down for 5 seconds? You ever feel like that shit, Kyle?
I have not in a thankfully not in a while. You know what I'm saying? My lifestyle is a little different, but at the same time, I have felt that felt that way when I was like working regular jobs. Is especially like customers, customer service job. You got to make sure you're stationed straight. You got to make sure that people ain't just coming up in here and touching, and touching your stuff. You got to make sure if you're working. I was working. I've worked 2 jobs before, like one after the other, and sometimes I'll forget stuff because I was the type of person to not write stuff down when I should have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Working as a receptionist for 9 years and working for my mother on top of that, she'd be like, "Okay, make sure so and so gets a call back. Hey, we got spots to fill. Make sure that make sure that you do a couple calls in between. Hey, we got to upsell these. Like these products and stuff like that." And I didn't have a lot of product knowledge, and I would get really nervous when talking with people or making sure like doing the phone calls and everything. That was fine. But then doing she would do like newsletters and postcards and and stuff like that, and I'd be partially responsible for it, and it would just be like, man,
it's no joke, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Like we talk about it on here, just like, even with just doing, the show and, doing your advertising and your media and stuff like that or whatever. If you take this shit seriously, it's a lot of work, bro. You got to constantly stay on top of it.
I hate it. And I have clients now and I'm telling them to do it all the time. And then part of me is like, hold on a second. This ain't their job. That's the thing. Like, it's I gotta remind myself like I'm the one pushing them, and they're telling me to push, right? Even my own mother. It's funny when I gotta tell my mother what to do when it comes to like the podcast stuff. Yeah, she's like, okay, I get it because she's so used to like word of mouth, and it does hurt, and it does work for the for the most part. But then the rest of the stuff is all like social media plugs and shouting people out and all that extra stuff you got to do
Yeah, I just did a show with a group that saw me and saw everybody on the Beyond 1130 podcast. Definitely check us out.
Shout out to them.
You guys, big shout out to Dre and Harley and Shamel. Like we host the show on Thursday nights right before the Beyond Entertainment show, and we get on there and we talk about like grown folk stuff, man. We talk about relationships, we talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. But I did a show with guys that one of the crew members on that show runs with, and we talked about men, mental health stuff, and it was a really good show, man. But like you were just saying, I was getting back in the thing because you know me, Kyle. Like we talk all the time. I was like, I got a couple of people that I rock with now. I don't chase people anymore, trying to constantly, hey, you want to be on a show? Hey, you want to be on a show? Hey, you want to be on a show? Because this shit gets tiring, man. And it's like, I also I don't know if I ever said this part, but I also started feeling like some of my, not talent, but some of my energy, maybe there's a good word, was getting lost to that. Like, so it's like, I want to get on and do a good show or talk about stuff or whatever. But I'm so focused on who's going to be on the show, who's going to do this, who's going to do that. So by the time you get done, like trying to find, then this person cancels and that person does this and that person, it's like, damn, man, now all of like your energy is like taken away because it's like, damn, man, I had this whole show set up for 2 people. Now they cancel. Now we can't do this. And I just got tired of that shit. So I was like, that's when I really started like, yo, let me just come on here and talk with myself. Like I'll talk with you, me and you talk all fucking day and every day. Yeah. But it's just like, there's times where it's like, I'll be like, man, listen, there's a lot I got to say. So I'm just going to jump on here and talk. And I don't care if I'll just do my thoughts. But it's not easy to constantly, do all the advertising and trying to make sure people are entertained or make sure that you're talking about something consistently and all that shit
Right.
or whatever. It's a
Yeah,
lot of
because
work, bro.
I think what it is like when you're doing stuff on the internet, you don't really know who you're reaching if you're reaching anybody at all.
For
Like
sure, yeah.
especially with depending on what platform you use, like mainly YouTube is still looked at as one of the is one of the most, is one of the biggest platforms on podcasting and stuff like, and stuff like that. And I don't know, even if I put something out on, say, say Instagram or YouTube itself or anything, if anybody's watching and if they're going to return or if they're going to subscribe. So it's always a dice roll. At least
Yeah, it is.
with businesses that are IRL businesses, when people are, when you're affected, like when you're advertising, people, you actually see people physically. They come in, they're like, hey, I saw that flyer, or I got recommended by a friend, or somebody left this business card. It's all about the face-to-face interaction. With the internet, it's very much you don't know. That account that is commenting on your comment section could be a bot. You know what I'm saying?
Anything, yeah, and that's one of the specific parts of it, to where you got to try your best to just work, bust your ass, just make it happen. Don't think too much about the ins and outs, because when you do that, at the end of the day, no matter who you're talking to, if it's 5 million bots, then let that shit be 5 million bots. Oh, it was 3 people, but 5 million bots. All right, fuck it. Well, I talked to 5 million bots today. I'm proud of my success. But at the end of the day, it's like if you start to get boggled down on that, that's when you start to be in a position where it's like, oh, it's probably just a bot. It's probably just this. It's probably just that. So then it's like, you dismiss yourself, and there's those 2 people who really enjoy watching you. Now they're left out because, they were watching you every day, but, you start to focus too much on who's not watching you. And that's a whole bunch of shit. And I wasn't even like looking to talk about that today, but I mean, it's just I guess for us, like, we're people who do this consistently, and it's like, you always get that reminder. But I was just having the days where it's just like I just didn't want to. There's just days you don't want to do shit, bro. Like if it was up to me, like, you got to go to work, you have to make your money or whatever. And once you make your money for the day, after that, it's like, you can retire. I'm one of the motherfuckers, kind of like, I'll get done working.
Yep.
When I say to myself, I think I said this before, but I'll say to myself, I'm done. I ain't doing shit. I did it today. When I sat here, I watched my show a little bit longer or whatever after I got off. And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and get up here, and I'm going to lay down a little bit before I do the show tonight. I walked out the damn door. Right out my door right here is my bathroom. And I have like one of the small bathrooms. That is my kitchen, my living room, and all that stuff. So I looked at the bathroom, like, I want to clean the bathroom. I didn't even fucking make it out of the doorway, bro. Before I was like, I said, man, I ain't doing shit. And I announced it too. Any other men that do that shit, I ain't doing shit. You say it loud so everybody can hear you. Like, don't ask me shit, because do this so you heard me. I know you heard me. But yeah, bro. And I lie to myself every time.
I live by myself, so I get lazy. I live by myself, so I get lazy really quickly. Man. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Well, like some people say that, and it does get lonely. And it does get lonely sometimes. But sometimes I get lazy. Like the other day, I was talking to Babe, and she was deep cleaning her house. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second. She's deep cleaning her house, and I'm just worried about my bathroom after I shaved. That was it. Yeah. My house needs a deep clean. Like, my place needs a deep clean for real. And and here she is, tired, like worn out after cleaning her apartment. And I'm sitting here internally I'm clapping. I'm like, oh, but you know what I did? I didn't get out of bed until 11 o'clock. I got up at like 7, but I didn't get out of bed until like 10 or
like 11 o'clock, right? Yeah, I know that's that. That'd be that good shit. It's interesting too, like you just said, a good concept is it's always that the inside is looking at the outside looking at the inside feeling or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like because, like you said, I remember one of the first places that I lived on my own when I first got my own place, and I still had my son at that time, and I was getting him on like the weekends and stuff like that or whatever. So, but throughout the weekday, it was just me. I had just moved to Georgia, and I remember, bro, coming from a family of like 4, and then I had like my nieces that were around sometimes. I remember being home with multiple people, bro. And it's just like when I started living on my own, when my son wasn't there, and basically I was just here by myself and have a lot of friends and stuff like that. So everything always resorted back to when my son walked out the door, I was like, damn, what do I do now? Like, what do I do? You know what I'm saying? It seems like you would be like, oh yeah, party. That's how it is at the beginning. But after a couple of days, you do get that feeling of like I say, especially if you're like used to people being around.
Yeah.
I heard this one TikTok, man. Man, fuck. I wish I saved it, yo. It was this older guy, and he was just doing a TikTok about how like he lives alone, he's older, he's seen like a lot of life pass him, and like basically like a lot of people like don't understand like what you think you'd miss or what you think or whatever. But then he was just saying like how it was like what you don't or you can't get used to is the quiet. He was like the quiet, but the way he was saying it, bro, he was articulating it so well, but it was so natural. Like he wasn't trying to like, give you a speech. He was just like genuinely saying how he feels.
Yeah.
Like that, not hearing anything or there's not any noise unless, you do it. But meanwhile, you're just home and it's just, you know what I'm saying? To some people that might sound like peace, but it's just like, if you don't have that shit for a little while, it's like, what the hell is going on, bro?
Yeah, I sat back and realized one day because I've been on my own for almost 10 years. Up until then, I was still living with my mom. Like it was first it was my mom and my dad. Then they split up, and then I split my time between my mother and my father. Mostly my mother on the weekdays, my dad on the weekends. Then then some time went by. My mom met somebody, got remarried. So now I'm living with my mom and my stepdad, and occasionally my sisters would come by. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm staying in the basement. I'm the nerd in the basement. My parents are upstairs, so I'm always hearing footsteps. I'm I'm by myself for a couple hours or something after work, but I'm always hearing footsteps or my stepdad coming down to his man cave or anything like that. Then next thing you know, time goes by like that, and I'm by myself, and I had to get used to. It took a year. It took like a year and a half to really get used to being by myself. To the point where I always had to have music or something.
The TV, I always gotta have that shit on, bro.
I always had to have something on. My grandmother, who lives alone, she would say, "Have the TV on. That way,
that's right.
That way you don't feel like you're alone." Like the first couple of months living on my own, because I was so used to when I was living with my parents, I'd always close the door. I wouldn't lock it because my mother's like, you ain't paying for it, you ain't locking it. That was her whole thing, right?
Yeah,
but I would close the door, right? So I'd have time to myself. So I started doing that when I lived here, and my aunt noticed this. She's like, "You're by yourself. Why are you shutting the door like you just got out of jail?" Right?
Listen, I used to shut my door when I was living by myself. I shut my door and lock it because I'm like, yo, ain't nobody breaking up in here and just easily getting my ass. I don't got no warning system. It's just me and this bitch. Like, right? So I close my door, lock it, put a damn a crate in front of it. I don't care. Like, I used to do that shit too. I ain't gonna lie.
You ever hear like weird noises? Like, I live on a bottom floor. I live on the second floor of my building. It's a 5-story building, right? But but I still hear people above my head on occasion. But
Oh
then,
yeah.
but there would be times where, like in the middle of the night, I hear somebody open their closet door, and it was like a weird. I had to get used to apartment living. Like if the if the alarm went off, if the fire alarm went off, I'm not risking nothing. Fire alarm went like the first week I lived here. Fire alarm went off at 2 a.m. on a really cold, snowy night. Ain't nobody else come out except for me and the new neighbors. Right?
Oh damn, yeah.
They had their own little. They was two. It was a couple and their little one, like just born. Right? Next thing you know, I'm in their car waiting for things to calm down. Nobody else came outside, and then every other month, somebody or something triggered the fire alarm. So I had to get. I had to get used to that. I had to get used to random neighbors. I had to get used to. Unfortunately, there was a few older neighbors that passed. You know what? One minute you see them like waiting for the bus with you. Next thing you know, they're gone. It's like, oh.
Yeah, the apartment living life is like, you get to know people just by like, they're there.
Exactly.
So that's like having a whole nother, group of people around you. But check it out. I'm gonna play a little bit of it because this, I ain't gonna lie, this video touched me a little bit because I was just like, damn, bro, like it's interesting to hear his perspective about just like getting older and whatever. I knew I'd saved it. I always usually save stuff like this just in case I do want to talk about it on the show.
Yep.
But check this guy out, man. I mean, it's really genuine how he's talking, and hopefully somebody will hear it and maybe they'll feel it a little bit. Check it out.
Afternoon. No, Cass.
You hear it?
Yep.
I've been thinking about something lately. Not politics, not bills, and not the system either. Just something quieter. Something that people don't talk about. Getting old. Without anyone. No kids calling. No spouse in the other room. No family checking in. Just you. In the house. And the clock ticking. And your own footsteps echoing a little louder than they used to. But it's real. And for a lot of people watching this right now, it's their life. And nobody ever says it out loud. So today, I am. Welcome back to Offended Outcast. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, take a moment to do so. It'd really help out. After all, there's a fear that shows up when you get older. And I'm not talking about death. Most older folks I talk to, they're not scared of it. And they've made peace with that. And so have I. It's something else. It's, what if something happens and nobody knows? What if you fall in the kitchen? What if you slip in the shower? What if you hit your head and you're just there on the floor, waiting? That's a different kind of fear. Not loud, not panicked. Just a quiet heaviness, if you want to call it. And I've had viewers write me saying they keep their phone in their pocket just to take the trash out. I also keep my phone with me when I go outside. And it's not because they're paranoid, mind you. It's because they're alone. Think about that for a moment. Living your life with a silent backup plan just in case you collapse. And nobody talks about it. Because it feels embarrassing to admit out loud. But it shouldn't be. You know something else nobody prepares you for? The silence. Not peaceful silence either. I'm talking the empty kind of silence. Because there is a difference. Peaceful silence feels calm. Empty silence feels forgotten. You make dinner for one. You sit at the table alone. No conversation. No, how was your day? Just the hum of a refrigerator. And some nights, well, that quiet gets pretty heavy. especially if you used to have a full house. Kids running around, dogs barking, someone always needing something. Then one day, it's just you and the walls. And you realize you didn't just lose people, you lost noise. And sometimes that noise was love.
Mm.
And this is why so many of us cling to our animals. I'm one of them. And people laugh at that sometimes. They say, well, it's just a dog. No, it's not just a dog. It's the one living soul in the house that greets you every day like you matter. That little tail wag when you walk in the door. That might be the only welcome home someone gets. That warm body curled up next to you at night, well, that's comfort. That's connection. That becomes family. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Some of us didn't get to grow old with people. We grew old with our dogs.
All right.
And there's no shame in that. None.
I'm gonna stop him right here. It goes on a little longer, but man, I haven't watched it in a while. I'm telling you, that shit almost brings a tear to your eye, man.
It almost did for me too, man.
Yeah, it's some real shit, and I want to make it clear, like, not in a bad way.
No, but it's a real way.
Yeah, and like a complete realization of just like you gotta. Damn, this is a conversation, bro. I had no idea we were gonna be talking about this today.
Come on, man. Come on.
It's you don't know what lucky is. You don't know what lucky is. You don't know what experience you're going to have tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And with a story like his, you get so many different angles, but his message and how it's delivered can only be felt by him and his experience. The reason why it moves people is because you can think, man, is that maybe what it's like? Can I maybe understand that? But until you can genuinely feel that, you don't really understand what that man is expressing. He did a very good job expressing it.
Yeah.
But it's like when you wake up and you see somebody, hey, he's lucky he made it that long. He's lucky he lived that long. Yeah, there's no doubt. But you say that, but you don't experience the other half of it. You don't experience like, you lived that long. You know what that means also with that? A lot of other people around you didn't make it that long.
Yeah.
So you also watched a lot of loss. So people don't think about shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
I want to live to be 104. How many motherfuckers is living to be 104? Let's be honest. You saw a lot of people drop at 40. You saw even more people drop at 70.
Yeah.
You saw a whole bunch of motherfuckers, maybe, luckily, drop at 90.
Yeah.
So you got to think about all of that burden that also comes with the luck of being able to reach a high living status. And it doesn't mean that you lived and now you're at Six Flags Great Adventures every day. It means you live, maybe you have pains, maybe you have like he was saying, there's not a lot of family that's around anymore. There's not a lot of people that you can constantly see. There's not a lot of interaction. There's not a lot of engagement. The position I'm at now with my job, I talk with seniors all day. I set up their transportation for them, they're going to their doctor's appointments and stuff. So it's like there's sometimes where I just get phone calls, and a lot of times it'll just be people who are just like checking on their rides or trying to get a ride. And sometimes it'll just be people, hey, I just want to check my time. Is it for tomorrow? And I'll give them their time real quick. It's a 30-second call. But they'll go into, oh, yeah, so where are you from? How's the weather over there? Or how's this? And sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'm kind of like, I'm in the middle of watching my show or something like that. So I'm like, I'm trying to hurry up and get off the phone. But then there's other times where I'm sitting there thinking like, they might not have nobody to talk to. They may be home, especially after seeing like that video. Like they may be home and they're just looking for somebody to interact with, man. They're looking to make a connection in some kind of level.
That's it. That's all.
Bro.
That's all it is. It's very much a like what he was talking. That man was spitting some real truth. Now,
for real.
have I felt lonely? Yeah, living by myself. Yes, I have felt lonely, even with my family being like family members being right up the street. You know what I'm saying? I find peace in solitude, but I also find loneliness. You know what I'm saying? And
double edge.
It's very much, and I'm an introvert. I like being alone for the most part. But you should have seen me during the pandemic, dude. I was paranoid as all get out. You know what I'm saying? I was paranoid as all get out. The internet was telling me that the world was burning. The freaking news was all about these cases, that cases, and all I can think of is my family okay, because my dad caught original recipe COVID early on. My sister was right there, with him. I didn't know what it was going to be like when my sister sent me that called me and said, "Don't freak out, but Dad's in the hospital." Right? I have heard my grandmother, she lives by herself, and one time she fainted and had to be taken to the hospital. And yes, I often think about what'll happen when they're no longer here.
Yeah.
What'll happen when they're no longer here. This is why I always say things like getting older is a privilege. It's not a guarantee. You know what I'm saying? But just like that man said, he got older, but what happens when you get older alone?
Yeah.
You don't have friends to call. You don't have a spouse or a partner waiting for you at home. Sometimes all you have is your pet. Sometimes all you have is your dog. And that connection with whatever your pet is, or is your only real connection. For some, it may not be that extreme, but there are people that have outlived their families.
Right.
So,
listen, outlived their family and outlived their time period. Because you got to remember, especially in today's day and age, it's not easy, bro. Another thing, I talk to these people every day, and it's just a lot of times one of the things that I got to say in the script that we have is a little bit of a script, and we tell them about the you can go on you can go online and you can check out the website and do this or whatever, and most of the time, I'm talking about most of the time, the first thing they tell me, hey, I don't have internet. Hey, I don't know how to use that stuff. I don't go on that stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And so some people you'd be like, what? Yeah. But you got to remember, bro, this ain't their time period. So you have people that are going around not. So now you have a situation where it's completely brand new to people who were born, whether it was Gen Z, or you have brand new information to people. Wait a minute, you're telling me there's people out there who they don't know how to get on Facebook. They don't know how to get on social media apps. They don't know how to
apps in general, paying their bills or
any of that shit,
any of that stuff.
Yeah. So it's you haven't only been left by your family, but you've also been left by the time. So it's you can't even interact with people the same way, because people don't even interact the same way.
No.
So unless you adapt to getting on a dating website, you know what I'm saying? You still out trying to meet somebody in the whatever the hell they used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a lot. But if you guys watched that video, you saw that, and if it moved you, it's definitely something that I would suggest just thinking about, especially in the way of the world right now, where it's just you constantly are getting an abundance of news, and recently it's been a lot of bad. You're hearing a lot of stuff, and we're about to get into it and we'll talk about a little bit of stuff that's been going on. But it's just remember, this is the only life you get, man. This is the only life you get. And if you're lucky enough and fortunate enough to be able to make it a long time, don't forget to appreciate what you have while you have it, because this shit isn't guaranteed. I'm telling my kids right now, bro. I don't even know if I ever shared this with you or said this on the show yet, but I say this to my kids all the time. My kids are 15. Like they're starting to get to the point where my son turns 15 on Thursday. And we're getting to the point where a couple more years, man. A couple more years, maybe. They're about to go off to college. They're about to go off to what's it called? And I've been finding myself telling them, like, listen, guys, like, take the time that you guys have with each other right now. Kyle, you got sisters and stuff. I'm sure you remember, bro, when you were growing up, you were with your sister and your mom and your dad every single fucking day. Did you realize that after 18, after 20, whatever, you were not going to see them like that anymore?
You know what? At the time, I heard about it. You know what I'm saying? But it really didn't hit me because it didn't really hit me because time had changed. This is not the, you know, and we've talked about this before. We can't just, like, a lot of us can't afford to move out at 18. But but the thing is, like, okay, so my sister and I'm the oldest, right? But sometimes people, you know, but some people ask us because we're so close in age, and, you know, and they're like, so which one of you is you know, is the oldest, right? And I'm like, well, who do you think, right? So, but the reason that somebody gave me a reason why they asked, and that was because my sister moved out, moved away from home first.
Okay.
Right. Like I stayed home. She moved, she moved out of state for college. So she had to go, but she decided to live with roommates. So she had roommates at the house with people that she didn't know. She was just getting to know them online. And then she had to get used to their habits. Yep. And she had to get used to, learning the streets, learning the roads, learning the culture, the environment, the environment. And I commended her for that. But when she came back home and found a place to live, she asked me, how long did it take you to get used to it? And I said, what do you mean? You moved out first. But she said, I've never lived alone.
Yeah.
So that was her experience. She's always lived with either our parents or roommates. I lived by myself. So we had two totally different experiences. So, and now she has a family. She only really got to live by herself for like a year and a half. Next thing
for a little bit, right?
You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she got a son. She got a partner. So when she got a whole little family. You know what I'm saying? So that experience is totally, and I'm, and I am no longer single. I'm in a long, very great relationship, with someone that I love with all my heart. But I can't. Yeah. But we don't see. We see each other every day, but it's mostly through a screen.
Yeah.
And that. Yeah, it's not exactly the same, and and sometimes it kills me because I'm like, man, it's been a month, it just feels good because I love her so much, and all I want to do is cuddle with her and ask her how her day was. And because we don't live in the same, we live in the same state but not in the same town. Yeah. It's and neither one of us drive. It gets to me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, everybody's got their own predicament, bro. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, just appreciate what you have, man, and just know that shit don't last forever, of course. Mm-hmm. But just appreciate what you have. I think that's the biggest message out of all that. That guy really spoke to us, man. He spoke some real facts. But listen, we're gonna jump into a couple of things. Right. There's been a bunch of shit going on recently. While I have it, let's check out this video real quick. Mm-hmm. I want to check this out. This is something I heard a little earlier. Now, this guy is kind of a wacky doodle, but one thing I will say.
Oh, I've seen this guy.
He be speaking some shit, yo. He be speaking some shit, and he's kind of out there a little bit, but sometimes he'll give you something that'll make you think a little bit. Yeah. But check out this message he gave today. I really like this. Check it out.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever wonder what's really going on in our world? what's really happening here on Earth that we're not being told? Because let me tell you something. The media, the news media, they're not telling us. Not that they even know themselves. Like I've said before, I think a lot of the information we receive is a distraction. So how can you possibly find out what's really happening in the world? Well, I think I get glimpses into it, glimpses into the truth from social media, believe it or not. Scrolling through videos for minutes, sometimes for hours, I think we get pieces of information that everybody or most everybody knows a little itty bitty bit of the true story. And the people who make content on the kind of things I do are telling us, or at least telling us what they know. And then we can put all the pieces together from the multiple, and I mean multiple videos we see. Now, this is how I kind of do stuff, and maybe you do too, or maybe you don't. But I'm just putting it out there. I think it's a good idea. If you want to learn the truth of what's really going on. Because I'm telling you, the media, the government, the powers to be, they ain't telling us. Okay, Bushkis, I just felt like
All right. So we're going to open up the stuff we're going to talk about with this video right here. One of the things he said that I really liked, pretty much the whole thing he said, but the one thing he was saying is how he finds information or what he looks for to find what you can only assume is truthful, factual information. It's needle in the haystacking, bro. And it's very difficult. But here's the thing, yo. I don't know how to explain this real well. I'm just going to go for it. When you watch something, whether it be we're watching a movie, whether it be you're watching, a TV series or something like that or whatever, you're looking at a painting. You get small things that come from that. You get small things that come from that kind of gives you hints on what the message is from it. Sometimes you get the movies where you're like, man, I think they're trying to tell us something. I think they're trying to show us like the Civil War. Oh, man, they're trying to tell us something. They're trying to show us what the future's about. They're trying to get us prepared. You look at a painting. Oh, man, wait a minute. So they were alone in the room when they painted that, and they did this. It was back in the 70s, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. This must mean this thing. You get small bits of information from all those forms. So like he was saying, one of the things I do as well is I watch a whole bunch of shit, man. I watch a whole bunch of shit. I watch different people. I watch different ideas. I read comments. I do a whole bunch of shit. And there's some things that I say, hey, that matches. Hey, that makes sense. Hey, this makes sense. There's sometimes I listen to something, I'm like, wait a minute, I thought that made sense, but it doesn't. And I take all of that fucking information along with the other stuff that I kind of just have known on my own, just what makes sense and what doesn't make sense to me. And then I formulate my opinion about the shit. And that's how I gather truthful information or something that I think is real enough for at least me to believe or even confident enough at sometimes for me to say, hey, listen, I think this is what the fuck is going on. And I think he nailed it on the head with that 1 minute video explaining how it's done. How do you feel, Kyle? Do you feel like that's the same way you kind of get your resources?
These days, yes. Definitely, yes. I feel like the older I get, the more I don't seek out the information as much, right? It comes to me. And I do have to filter through it. Like, okay, like my algorithms, I say algorithms because it's not all, it's not all the same. Like one platform will show you this, one platform will show you this, the other platform will show you this. But there's a lot of overlap, right? So I'm looking at stuff about health. I'm like trying to help my friend or trying to help me or trying to help myself or trying to help my girlfriend, something having to do with health or food or anything like that. And next thing you know, I get bombarded with information and it's like, oh my God, how did we not know this before? Or history and the fact that they're trying to they're trying to change, like people trying to change the narrative. certain things that have always been that, that have always been that way, or even stories that even some of the and even the anime I watch, like some people out here are like, oh, but anime is not, anime is not political, anime is not this, anime is not that. I'm like, are you not really seeing what they're talking about here? They're straight up telling you that the government's controlling what they do, and they're in trying to regulate what they do, and you just see it because it's a cartoon. You know what I'm saying?
That's not real. That's not, and that's people's. I know. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead.
One of people's biggest downfalls are the way that they are always able to dismiss something. Like people think they have genuine reasons for why they can always feel like, hey, I don't need to listen to that because that's just TV. Do you know how much you can learn from the concepts that are being put forth from a story? Do you know how much you can learn from a stupid cartoon? I don't care if it's something dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like the light turned red and you went fucking through the red light, and then the cartoon car crashed into an accordion. You learned something, right? I don't give a fuck if it's fake or not. You learned something.
You learned something.
Exactly. So it's like, don't be so fast to dismiss the narrative. Like you want to have a reason to say, oh, that's not real. And I think for different reasons, one of the reasons I think people do it is so they can enjoy or indulge in what they know they shouldn't be doing. I think people try to find ways to say, hey, I don't believe in that, or I don't want to do that, or I don't like that's not even real. That won't happen. You know, you hear it with a lot of times with younger people. I can smoke. Who wants to live forever anyway? And shit like that. Like, you dismiss shit so you can continue the way that you feel or think or want to do, or so it's a weird mentality trait, bro. And I think a lot of people really aren't honest. Like, when you're seeing something, you should be able to get a message from most of the stuff that you're seeing. You should be able to put yourself into any kind of, I don't give a fuck what it is. People landed on the fucking moon. Okay, fuck it. It was the first time they've been there. I remember going to work for my first day, going to school for my first. It's a comparison. It's something you can feel. But if you want to act like there's no way because that's a movie, that's this, you have to understand it's all relatable. Every shit is relatable, no matter what you're discussing. So be that as it may, like just with getting information. Let's talk about some shit, yo. Here's one of the first stories we're gonna talk about. All right, so y'all been seeing this all over the place, right? Now I want to say this shit right now.
Oh, it smashed through her ceiling? Oh, snap.
I saw this story on Facebook. I want to say it was before that story came out in Ohio. This the first meteor story that I heard was the one that was in Ohio. They said it was a loud boom, and then everybody was saying, "Oh shit, Ohio got hit by a meteor." And I was like, "Damn, meteor!" And to be honest with you, I didn't even really think about it. I was just like, "Okay, some whatever's happening or whatever," because there's been so much weird shit going on.
Facts.
But I saw this story before I heard that, and I remember thinking to myself, "A meteorite smashed the window," and I literally just said, "Oh, okay, shit happens." That's what I reacted to when I saw this story right here. Meteorite traveling, and I think another thing I said was, "How the fuck do they know that number? Like how do they have that definite number, 35,000 miles per hour? How the fuck do you know that that's the speed? Like, why do you have to throw stuff like that in it? Like, the story would have been just as good. Meteorite smashes through a woman's house. Why do you have to put in like you're so knowledgeable and you have all the shit figured out? Everybody knows everything. A meteorite traveling 35,000 miles per hour. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Like, it was a meteor. That's enough of an experience. Okay? But all right, I digress. But it smashes through lady's house in Houston. All right, interesting, right? So recently, you heard the shit in Ohio. You see the lady got a meteor presence in her house. Maybe she's Meteor Man now. But check this shit out. These are at least some of all the events of apparently meteors or meteor fragments. Some are calling them fireballs.
Yep.
Some are saying all of this shit has been dropping out of the sky across the country. What the fuck is going on, bro? And I got to talk a lot right now because I need people to understand. Because, like I just said, I brought the other shit up for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, people like to dismiss shit. This is somebody dismissing. Here's an example. Oh, this happens all the time. There's always meteors falling. People blah 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 blah. That's the hand move they do. Oh, don't worry about it. This is why I don't fucking ever. I'm 40 years old, bro. I don't ever remember going on Facebook or TikTok or social media or fucking whatever crazy website I was looking when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't never remember any stories of holy shit, there's meteors just dropping out the fucking sky. And people have fucking images of them and they're just posting them every fucking day. You know how long I've been on social media, bro? And I ain't never. This is just some of the fucking pictures.
Yep.
I've never seen people posting all this shit all over the fucking place. It's everywhere. It's not just right here. It's everywhere.
Yep.
Cal,
yep.
Have you been following this shit?
Some of it. One thing I find interesting in the past few years, I've learned about all the debris and everything that, or the space junk that's orbiting the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we have the Earth. No matter where, no matter what country, we have sent so much stuff up there. You know, and now you have in the space station, satellites, probes, which we'll call it rovers, like space rovers to Mars, to the moon, all that, all that stuff. And it's not like we're going up there and getting it back. We're keeping it there. And some of it being like way older than, way older than us, some of it way older than our parents. Some of it, besides the meteors and everything, are also falling to Earth after a certain amount of time, because there's so much junk and things up there. And as far as the meteors and stuff, I'm wondering to myself this, because just about a year ago they were talking about a giant meteor that had all these precious metals in it.
Mm-hmm. I remember hearing all that.
It was, supposedly if anybody got a hold of it, like if America got a hold of it, we could pay off the national debt. That's what they were talking about, right?
Yeah, we can pay off the national debt now, but just dismissing the shit. It's not real, you know that, right?
Dude,
it's a fucking number.
It's great, but you know what's crazy though? Our national debt just went up again.
I know. These motherfuckers just make shit up, bro. It's so stupid.
But when other countries start saying, we don't trust you no more because you can't pay off your debt, I start wondering. It makes me wonder, like, that person that you like you ever give somebody money knowing you're never gonna get it back?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it makes me feel like. I'm like, okay, how can we trust y'all when we can't even pay off our debts? I know it's not your fault in particular. It's been going on for decades. But how come nobody tried to figure out a way to pay it off more than just, donate to our freaking GoFundMe? You know what I'm saying?
Kyle, this is how, to add on to this part right here, this is how crazy it is. I thought about this shit the other day when I was checking my phone for my bank. Okay. I thought about this shit the other day because I'm hearing all these stories, just like you're saying right now, about money, about all this other stuff, whatever, how dollars devalued, blah, blah, blah. It's not gold upon a currency and all this other shit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You get paid from a job. You get paid from the government. You get paid from whatever, food stamps, whatever the fuck you get.
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize that now more than ever, we're looking at a number? There's nothing of physical presence that I have besides a plastic little fucking card that isn't anything that I can divide. That isn't anything that I can take and say, I'm going to put this here for safekeeping and take this and use this part. It's just one piece of plastic.
Yeah.
And a screen that can be manipulated, that can be faulty, that can go up or down.
Yep.
At anybody's disposal for any fucking reason. Oh, you forget to pay a prescription that you didn't close down. Bam, now your money is a different number. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, the bank fucked up and they added money and now you spent it and you didn't realize it, but then you spent it. Now you got to pay it back, but you don't got it to pay. Anything can happen because it's not real. It's all just a number. It's just something that is basically, I don't know, is it a value? It's almost like it's your value now. Before it was you have gold, you have even cash, even you have dollars, you have this and that.
Yep.
Now I always have this until I use it. Now you see it, you have it, you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you go to your bank and you go to your phone. How much money do I have? I was wondering if anybody else was thinking about this shit. Like, I don't know anything that I have until I check my application. What if the app is down? Remember that was that whole shit with Bank of America or something like that a couple months back? What if the app is down? People couldn't even get their money. People couldn't even have. It's not real, bro.
It's the systems we set up. Like
it's a bullshit. But like you're saying, the debt, all this shit. Oh, the number went up. The number went up, but we're all still paying taxes.
Yep.
Who is the accountant who's sitting crunching numbers for every time? Me personally, not even fucking the other 70 million fucking people who are working every day and their taxes are instantly coming out of their check. Who is crunching the numbers and saying, oh, wait a minute, we were at a debt of 7,400 million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. And now because Brian just gave up his little 50 cents or whatever that's adding to this, now it's 7 million, quadrillion, Brazilian minus 50 cents. Who is doing that? Ain't nobody fucking doing that. This is what's happening. These motherfuckers just got a number that they like, all right, it's $1 trillion, it's 4 trillion. And then they go do some more shit.
Yep.
How much is it now? 5 trillion. It's bullshit, bro. These niggas looking at an app like the rest of us. They don't get, they ain't nobody counting them motherfuckers. If I can't keep track, I can't keep track when I got Netflix pulling out. Oh shit, my car insurance is pulled out. Oh fuck, I forgot about I downloaded that PlayStation game and I forgot to turn off the fucking whatever, $30 just can't. I can't keep track of that.
Yeah.
You telling me the whole country is able to keep track of every fuck? It's bullshit, bro. I'm tired of being lied to, man. Just like 35,000 miles per hour. Stop fucking playing with me, yo. Y'all, we believe in, we have been manipulated to believe there's only, I remember going to the zoo one time and I was walking around and it had the stupid little plaque by the animal and it said, there's only 40 of these left in the world. There's only you at the fucking Bronx Zoo in New York can tell me there's only 40 rhinoceroses in the world? Shut the fuck up, bro. And then you grow up and you realize, like, what the fuck am I listening to? This shit is a game, yo. All right, my bad. I had to get that out, yo, because it's some real shit.
Yeah, get it out, man. It's just like, okay, like when animals start to go endangered, right? Like, for example, for years we were trying to get more pandas to mate, right? So what were they doing? They were trying to force pandas to mate and watching them, right? Then the pandemic Then the pandemic happened, right? Then the pandemic happened. I remember reading, oh, pandas are actually mating. Because you know why? Because nobody's watching them.
Pandas are mating.
That's it. And now they're off. Now they're officially off the endangered species list because we stopped watching them. You want them to you want them to mate. You want them to do what they're gonna do. Then stop watching them. Like you said, you freaks. Seriously,
fucking freaks, yo.
Seriously. When it comes to animals and their livelihood and in stuff like that, you worried about them being endangered. Here's an idea. Stop trying to force it. Sometimes things take a while. Same thing with human beings. They keep wanting us to have more kids.
But then they're shutting China the fuck down.
They're shutting us they want us to keep they want us to keep having more kids in America, but they don't want to help. But they don't want to help us take care of it.
Bro, they don't want us to have no kids, man. They want us fucking gone.
Like they want a lot of it. They want a lot of us gone. I didn't say they wanted you and I to have more kids. Hey, I didn't say they wanted you and I to have more kids. But recently it has come out that more biracial children have been born in the past in the past few years than any other. And now now people are questioning like, well, yeah, we're people first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if you didn't worry about so much about who's mating with who, as long as they're of legal age, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, look, we're supposed to learn from each other. Point blank, period. Cultures, all that. We're supposed to learn from each other. It ain't supposed to be one thing or the other. We're not homogenous. Nobody is. So it's like, yo, can we just be? Can we just learn? You worried about people messing up your history when you've been messing up ours for the past hundreds of years. Be honest. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the truth. And that's the truth. Messing up history and like I said, Kyle, like I'm to a point where, and I felt like this for a long time. Just like it's just people have such direct answers to shit. And sometimes you have to be like, I get it. Like, I'm not trying to be completely ridiculous. And I know that there's different tools and there's different gadgets. And like you said, we've been throwing shit up in space forever, whatever the fuck that even means, honestly, because, I don't even know. There have been so much deceit and deception.
Facts.
Who the fuck knows what space even really is? You got to think about it. The only reason we even feel anywhere near like superior or confident enough to have any kind of like legitimate understanding of what outer space actually is because we've watched some fucking PBS specials, we've sang some songs, we've done stupid projects and science projects in elementary school. We've what else? We've watched a couple movies like Armageddon and Superman and shit. It's the only reason. It's the only Star Wars. It's the only reason that we even feel ain't none of us been to fucking space. We don't know. There's a handful of motherfuckers out of everybody that ever lived. There's a handful of motherfuckers that has actually went into space and have actually seen what's going on. And why are these motherfuckers all signing disclosures and doing this and doing that and doing all the technology we have, all the imagery, all the fucking... You telling me we don't really see the pictures? You telling me you're still making CGI graphics? NASA is making CGI and different clips that aren't real, showing you bullshit. Why are they doing it? Because you want the information to be controlled. You don't want the real shit to be exposed. But like the guy was saying with the fucking cheese hat on, what happens is you get the real shit mixed in with the bullshit, and you shuffle it all around like a deck of cards, and you are forced to pick out to see something. You see some real shit, and you say, "Oh man, what the fuck is this?" Now it's mixed in with AI and this and that and this.
Oh yeah.
And now you can't question. You can't certify anything. You're just questioning everything. Is that real? Is it not? I don't fucking know.
Because the best lie, right, has bits of truth in it.
Exactly.
The best lies have bits of truth in it. If you like, I am a terrible liar, right? I'm a terrible liar. No. But you know what makes me a terrible liar? Number one, I have black parents. No, but my yo, listen. I was raised by a village. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
One of my rules growing up was I couldn't watch TV on the weekdays because my mom and my dad, well, they weren't exactly a united front, because I could ask my dad, he'd be like, okay, just don't tell your mom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I would kind of play both sides, and my mom would come home and be like, "Who said?" Right? Like, exact word.
Go fight him.
Who said? Right? And but also I had cousins that I would go to, that would babysit me. I would have older cousins that would babysit me, and they would let me watch TV on the sneak tip. My mom would ask, "Did you watch TV today?" And I'd say, "No." She knew I was. She knew I was lying.
Well, Kyle, if you say it like that, I'm pretty sure
I took.
Fucking dog will find you out of that.
I was terrible at it. Like, you saw it. Like number one, you see it in my face. Number two, you see it in the rest of my body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, don't ever commit a crime and tell me, because I'm not gonna be able to help you.
Hide it, right?
I'm gonna be 100% with you. Even at 30 something years old, I don't like lying. It puts that weird pit in my stomach. But some people have it down to. But some people have it down to a science.
You gotta do it.
You know what I'm saying? Some people have it down to a science. Some people, it's part of their job. You know what I'm saying? So
not like you said though. A lot of lies, like, have the best ones.
They have
are the ones that have truth. Yeah, like there's always a little bit of truth to some fiction. That's what makes the best stories. Like, something that's actually realistic and relatable. I mean, it's always awesome to just, completely just imagine, oh man, swords, dragons, or whatever, and stuff like that, or whatever. But it's like, when you get that story where it's like, man, this could really kind of happen. This seems like even the details of the story are they're painted around like, hey, listen, this is our home. This is this. And what if it was this though? And it's like, damn, it's still a little realistic.
Yeah. You gotta decode everything. But then, but then what do you have these days? You have retired CIA, retired police informants. You have people that used to work within the system coming out and saying, "Oh, listen, we told y'all not to lie. We didn't say we weren't gonna lie to you. They taught, they trained us how to lie, cheat, and stuff all the time, and they're laughing about it because they're no longer part of the system. So they can tell you. But some people, they got targets on their back. So it's like
shit.
So it's like, if I let this, like, remember Snowden? Remember the Snowden?
Edward Snowden. Yeah. You got to move to fucking Switzerland because he's over there telling people shit.
Man, telling people stuff. And people
that was back about cell phones and shit too. That was around the time where, like, the whole, I mean, talk about disclosure. Like, he was trying to tell people that, listen, you think that you got privacy, but the thing that you don't understand is everything that you have, everything that you're walking around with. This is back with radio. This was back in everything. Everything can be manipulated. Everything can be manipulated. Listen to you, watch you, and shit. He wasn't fucking wrong. Everything is
like, okay, in the most recent case that I have seen, and there's more stuff coming out every day, but the most recent case I have seen, those like Roomba automatic vacuum cleaners,
vacuums,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a guy wanted to hook it up to his PlayStation controller, right? So he figured out how to do it, but he ended up unlocking a bunch of cameras from the other, from other Roombas, right? And it turns out the data from those cameras are being sent back to the company.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
So he hooked it up and put it on his TV and found a bunch of cameras from other Roombas because they're all connected. I'm like, yo, is this a hive mind? I know they're all machines, but it feels like, like everybody's bouncing data back and forth, or every time we in the metaverse right now, every time Meta gets in trouble because they're like, oh, we're not selling your data, and then they come to find out they're selling your data. Google's selling your data. They all selling your data. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, they get sued over it, and they still selling your data.
Yeah, because getting sued is a giant issue to us. You know why? Because we don't got no fucking money.
We don't got no money for no lawyers.
We ain't got no money.
Lawyers.
The thing that be crazy is the people who are already high in power. They're already associated with all the people who are doing the judges, the lawyers. They're already invested in that squad. They hang with the same people. They go to each other's fucking cookouts and parties and bar mitzvahs. They do all of that shit, bro. So it's like, it's almost like it's trick photography. What's that shit called? The camera tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything is, bro. I'm telling you, yo, I feel so secure in saying this shit from now on, like that. I just say it now. I don't even say in my opinion anymore. Like I just say it. Everything is bullshit. Everything is bullshit. Everything is deception. Everything that everybody's always trying to make you think is believable. Or is, yo, listen, and I'll go even further. You saw the shit, they started today with putting ICE agents in airports.
TSA? Oh.
Airports everywhere have ICE agents now. And why is this? Because because of ICE agents are for immigration. But Trump is using them because there's no TSA. TSA are not working. They're still not. There's been so much other shit going on. I forgot all about that.
They're not getting paid. Like
they're not getting paid. Yeah,
they're not getting paid. They spend like 2 weeks no paycheck.
Yeah,
like
so
2-3 weeks no paycheck.
So now he went and put all of ICE into all of these airports, man. And I'm talking about Atlanta. There's a whole bunch in a whole bunch of airports. I didn't see exactly which ones, but it started today, I think. But everybody's lying, bro. Everybody's lying. Everybody is being deceitful, and we're all still sitting around like we understand shit. How can you understand shit from the people who are telling us, oh, don't worry, we're the war isn't really going on anymore. We've been having great days. This is motherfucker talking about. This motherfucker comes out and says, like we are just the stupidest animals on the planet. And there's a lot of motherfuckers who really are. But this is what this guy, Gavin Newsom, where the fuck he is. I don't know none of these people by name.
This guy.
By sending ICE into airports, Trump is proving the problem in real time. ICE has become the president's lawless, undertrained personal police force deployed to serve his agenda, not the law. Well, check it out, buddy. The fucking police.
I mean,
they don't be serving the law all the time either.
That's real, as we have seen. They're not trained
for none of this
military.
Shit.
Like seriously, you just you just sign up. You just sign up for ICE, put some gear and a mask on somebody, and they feel like they're playing Call of Duty.
That's it.
And cops, because cops are human too. They're trained to profile first. You know what I'm saying? They're trained to profile you first. But at least they're official half the time. Like most of the time, ICE ain't nothing official about those guys except for the vest.
The vest. They could just be in like a college campus somewhere, just walking around.
That's it.
And just take the vest off.
And that's it. But just like we have been saying, in just about every freak, and this is why paying attention to to messages, not getting too bogged into it, because then you become more paranoid. But I feel like that's going to happen the older I get, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for real.
Once again, my grandmother was right. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Like every time I read or see something talking about like a militarized state or or anything like that, I think of what's happening. What's happening now. It's like they've been talking about this forever.
Long time.
What I'm saying? Power. Like the powers that be, the oligarchs, the people that are that think they're that they're controlling everything, and we're sitting here, either trusting them, being paranoid of them, or just accepting it because that's the way things have always been. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And that's it. What have we just said? Oh, look, we don't have money. We don't have money for lawyers. I ain't got money for if I have money right now, you think I love where I live, but I'd be somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? And that's the distraction. That's a distraction that you're expected to that they're expecting, that we're expecting them to rely on or whatever. Mm-hmm. That we're too busy trying to survive, and that's even bullshit because. Mm-hmm. Man, this can go so far, but it's late, and I'm gonna be shutting down in a minute.
Yep.
But I always gotta stop and specify this shit because I'm telling y'all, bro, I can go for fucking 4, 5, 6 hours, but I don't want to. Number one,
we've gone for 3 hours before.
We have. But there's these motherfuckers want you to be so boggled down with just trying to survive. That they've tricked you into thinking that you're trying to survive, because at the end of the day, you see it like we were talking about with TikTok or social media and stuff like that. You see it with certain people. You see it with the people who don't care about the highest or latest fashion. Yep. You see it with the people who will go and buy some little Walmart shoes, who will go to Goodwill and pick up a couple outfits just to throw on when they got to go out or handle business or go to work or do whatever they got to do. Mm-hmm. You've seen it with the people who eat at home, who go to food pantries, who fish, who hunt, who live in a cabin, who say fuck all internet, who has a windmill, who has a well. You see it with people who don't rely on the day-to-day bullshit or the distractions from life. Yep. That we think we need, that we think we have to survive. You know what fucking surviving means? That means, hey, every day I wake up and I have the ability to eat some food, get nourishment for my body, get shelter above me, to get water, to be in these places and have that environment. That's survival. But people forget. So if you can't buy Burger King all week, then people start hitting this shit. Oh, I can't buy steak every day. Now, don't get it twisted. We've grown up in a world where it's like, hey, listen, we should be able to go to the store and buy a couple packs of chicken, maybe a couple packs of steak. Let me grab a couple of potatoes, some vegetables and stuff like that, and not have to spend my whole fucking paycheck on it. Yeah, we definitely should live in a world with that, with the means of we go to work, we spend, we pay taxes, we do all of this different stuff. We should have some necessities that are available to you. But no, you go to the store. This guy had pointed out another TikTok video. This guy went to the store, bought some hamburgers. And I can apply to this. Bought some hamburgers with some hamburger buns and bought some stuff to make some French fries and stuff like those. $50. I'm absolutely right. Bottle of oil, some fries, some burger. $50, yo. $43.
That is absolutely nuts.
$50 fucking dollars, Kyle. Mm-hmm. No bullshit. You making 8 hamburgers and you spent $50. Now that's better than going to McDonald's and fucking spending $20-something or whatever when you just buying 2 meals.
On some McDonald's, though.
On some fucking
on some McDonald's, dude.
But that's why I'm trying to say, all of this is to say it's all bullshit. Like I said earlier, man, everything is bullshit. We're not surviving. We're fine. If tomorrow the fucking store said, okay, nobody's buying anything out this bitch for a year. Listen, bro. There's people who would definitely struggle. There's people who don't have a lot of shit, but that's the only thing that's shut down. It was just a store, but then you still got the ability to grow fruits and vegetables and have different things. The only reason you wouldn't survive is because you never had to. It's not because you can't. It's because you're so used and conditioned to what the fuck you've been given. It's not because you can't survive, bro. So it's like our fake thought that we're just surviving. What am I going to do? I can't. What are you going to do You're going to stop buying the bullshit and you're going to start focusing on the necessities. You're going to change your fucking cell phone plan. You're going to stop thinking that you have to go out all the time. Say fuck the movies. Say fuck Netflix. You're going to make accommodations to the fucking comfortable life that you've been living and still be extremely comfortable, but just sad because you can't have all the amenities that you want. Because these motherfuckers is out here trying to trick us like we can't see what's going on, bro. You took a whole bunch of fucking paid people who was getting paid to keep shit in an according fashion. You took them out to pay other people who ain't even fucking doing it. These niggas is on coffee breaks right now. And look at the line down the fucking out. These niggas is having a group party conversation, and there's a line. This is the airport. This isn't a fucking mall on iPhone 17 release date. This is the airport. These niggas is waiting with luggage and shit.
I feel kind of funny that they wearing khakis,
bro. Like these niggas is working at Target.
they working at it's like all you gotta do is basically wear what I used to wear in school and just put the vest on and there you go, Ice Agent.
The fucking Halloween costume, easy as hell.
No, you know how sad that is. You're gonna see kids dressed up as Ice Agents, adults dressed up as Ice Agents next year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know they doing it already. They're kids right there.
Kids. Dude. You got it. You know what I saw? Earlier, like I say earlier this week. It's only Tuesday, but you know what I saw last night?
What's up?
You know what so it's there's always a convention somewhere, like a fan convention always happening somewhere. Well, in Japan, at Comic-Con, I should probably just save this for the end for the entertainment show. But I saw somebody taking a picture of people at a photo booth, and guess what the photo theme was?
What?
Americans getting arrested.
Oh, that's fucking
genius. They had people smiling, getting handcuffed, people dressed like cops, and they taking pictures. I'm like, oh, see, this is what they think of us. This is what they see.
Listen, I bet. Listen, I'm telling you. Oh, God. Another big thing that I saw recently of people were saying that, and this is a little stupid too, because first of all, if you're just watching random shit and then believing it right away, then you're not too intelligent either.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, people were like, oh, you need to watch the international news. They're telling the truth. Bro, listen.
Everything can be manipulated.
Everything is manipulated, bro.
It can be manipulated. Now, while I will say I'd rather watch the international news than just the regular smuggler stuff, or half the time, most of the time when I'm watching the news, it's somebody who used to work for the news but left because they wouldn't let them report on what they wanted to report on or what they thought was, it's like, man, I'd rather listen to them because they're giving you stories that we're not hearing about.
Everything is just like we said earlier, man. This is the only way to get real information. If you really want to get information, you have to do everything. You got to be on social media. When you hear a story, when somebody comes to you and says, did you hear there's meteors in the sky? And then it's the person. The lazy person turns on CNN or some shit. Okay, you see one story, one whatever they're fucking doing. And then you just think, because what they say is, the meteor was in Ohio. Oh. Then you hear, Ohio has a meteor. Oh, that's not that crazy. It's just one thing. It's a little crazy. But then you come and you turn on the fucking Beeline Entertainment and Beeline Webshow right now. And Brian B shows you, like, yo, listen, it wasn't just Ohio, motherfucker. Like, yeah, they just talking about that one Ohio incident on the news. Maybe they introduced one other one. But there's a fucking list of all March.
There's a whole list.
In the sky.
It's been
it's still happening.
Just a few weeks ago, we were dealing with snow. Just a few weeks ago, we were dealing with snowstorms.
Just a few weeks ago, we were dealing with ice. We were dealing with this. We're dealing with that. But now we're dealing with what's it called? So the news climbs onto the biggest shit it thinks it's going to get the highest reviews for, ratings, but they're also stunted because they can't tell you everything because they got to follow rules and shit. So everything's bullshit. That's what I should have called this show. Everything is bullshit. Proud American, what's up, brother?
What's going on?
Appreciate the love and support. But guys, listen, that was a good show, Kyle. This was a good ass show right here.
Yeah, that was a great one.
This was a good ass show. We talked some fun. Oh, I can't wait to clip some of this shit. I know we was talking some shit on this stuff. But yo, listen, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Kyle, thanks you once again. Really glad you were able to come on tonight and talk some shit with me, bro. Man. Listen, there was a couple other things that I think we actually did touch on pretty much everything. One thing I want to before we leave is rest in peace, man, to Chuck Norris, bro. Yeah, classic guy that I mean, when I grew up, I am a kung fu head. Like my dad was all into kung fu movies, you know, all the old school stuff. And Chuck Norris, classic 80s guy, Walker, Texas Ranger. Yeah, rest in peace, Chuck, bro.
Yeah, he's finally getting like people are like after he died, immediately people came up with new Chuck Norris isms. He's like, he didn't really die. He just got that rematch with Bruce Lee, you know? Like it is the Chuck Norris facts, it's hilarious. And he knew about them. He knew about them.
He's like him. Yeah, he make fun. He poked fun at him. But they were also so good. I remember reading these when I was younger and stuff like that. And just like they used to have like lists, man. I mean, you can go on like Google right now and get like 5,000 of these. But yeah, rest in peace, Chuck Norris, man. Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice.
I saw a teacher I saw a teacher. He was sharing that he had shared the news with his class and explained, because his class were like middle schoolers, right? So he was explaining who Chuck Norris was and what he meant to him as a kid, and about the Chuck, and he mentioned about the Chuck Norris facts. So he says, as a fun assignment, you guys come up with your own, and they did. And these kids were hilarious. They went right for it. They were hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. But rest in peace, Chuck Norris. Yo, we'll talk about it a little bit more on the ENT show. Yes, guys, ENT show this week is going to be a lot of fun, man. He didn't die. He just ascended. That's right. We all died around him and shit. But listen, yo, we're going to be back tomorrow night, of course, back with the Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk. Make sure you check us out 9:00 p.m. Me and the STAR Nation will be talking about the recent events in wrestling and what else is going down before WrestleMania, of course, in a couple of weeks. And then me and Kyle will be back at it this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Kyle, I got some different questions and stuff we're going to talk about. It's going to be really fun, bro. We're going to talk about it's going to be food. It's going to be TV, little culture. It's going to be kind of like a game, but it's going to be more just like us talking about different things, kind of answering questions, top fives. It's going to be pretty fun. So we're going to check that out 9:00 p.m. Eastern time right here on the Beeline Entertainment LLC channel. But for right now, another Tuesday night is in the books, man. I feel really good being back behind the mic every single week. Yo, 3 shows down this week again. I'm holding it down, but we're going to tell you to stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and make sure, most of all, go check out the A for Able podcast and check out my boy Kyle Eric. He doing this thing over there as well when he's not over here cutting it up with me, yo. But guys, have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace out. Peace out, Kyle.
Peace, man.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you head on over to the Beeline Entertainment LLC YouTube channel, where we have so much more for you. We have the Beeline Web Show on Tuesday nights, as well as Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk on Wednesdays, and of course, the Beeline Entertainment Show on Thursday night. Join us and make sure that you hit that like, hit that share, and of course, subscribe with that bell button for the notifications so you can make sure you're getting all the great content from the Beeline Entertainment LLC.